Once upon a time, there was a young miller who was so poor that he hardly had any food to eat. His father only left him a cat as an inheritance. To cheer him up, the pussycat promised to make his owner a rich man, as rich as a prince. The next day, the cat made some boots for himself and got ready to fulfill his biggest wish, to make his owner happy. The Puss in Boots spent the entire day hunting in the forest. When his bag was good and full, he went to see the king. The cat proudly gave the sack to the king, telling him it was a gift from the Marquis of Carabas. The king, silly as he was, believed the feline and happily accepted. A few days passed, and fabulous gifts continued arriving to the palace, sent from that mysterious marquise. One afternoon, the Puss in Boots asked the young miller to wade into the river. The boy, not knowing what the cat was plotting, trusted the animal and did as he was asked. After a short time, the king and his daughter passed by in a carriage. Suddenly, the cat began to yell for help. "Help! Help! The Marquis of Carabas is drowning!" the feline shouted. The king, hearing the name of the Marquis, ordered his servants to save the boy, as well as give him elegant garments to wear. The princess fell head over heels in love with the young miller immediately. When he saw his owner dressed like a king, the Puss in Boots thought that the boy actually looked like a marquis. The only thing he needed now was a castle. The Puss in Boots approached a castle that seemed abandoned and had been for centuries. But as it turned out, it was inhabited by the nastiest ogre in the kingdom. The cat, scared as ever, lied to the ogre, pretending he was an admirer, and said, "I'd love to learn your magic. Is it true that you're able to turn yourself into any animal?" The ogre, eager to show off his powers to the cat, turned himself into an enormous lion with sharp teeth. The cat clapped, wowed by his powers. He wanted to know if such a giant ogre was able to turn himself into a small animal. The ogre didn't like that his magical powers were put in doubt, so he turned himself into a tiny mouse. And then, gulp, the Puss in Boots ate him up in one small bite. To celebrate the end of the ogre's terrible tyranny, the Puss in Boots and his owner celebrated with a huge feast in the castle with the king and his daughter. The boy declared his love for the princess, and they married soon after. The entire kingdom was invited to the wedding. And that's how the Puss in Boots succeeded in making his owner a respected prince. And they ruled the kingdom together intelligently and justly.